here back here for the second game of the doubleheader as the men's team looks to take on Pembroke and hopefully solidify a spot in the Peace Watch Conference tournament. Right now they're tied for 8th place, three-way tie, but they need a win here and or on Saturday to be able to possibly get into the tournament, and that's going to be huge. And tonight I'm joined with former soccer great Noel Mays. How you doing, sir?
Good evening, Brent. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Here enjoying the atmosphere here at the Pacer Pit, and I hope that the video quality is equally great as we plan to provide this live quality.
And of course, it's going to be great as long as Sarah Burness does her job effectively. You know, the great tennis stand up that's helping us out tonight with the camera.
She definitely will. She has gifted hands.
But, you know, very, very good night. Pretty good crowd right here. Cool night. It was about 75, 80 degrees when we started the women's game, and it's gotten a little bit chilly now.
Hey, that's that unpredictable weather here in South Carolina.
You know, you come out, you wear a heavy coat at 7 in the morning, you leave for work, and by 4 o'clock you're in a shorts and t-shirt.
Hey, that's how it is. I remember the days when I'd enter the classroom covered from head to toe, and then before you know it, I'd have to go home and change. And then when practice started again, it was time to gear up with the Under Armour and all the necessary equipments.
Very difficult.
It's difficult to deal with. Sometimes you'll feel like you're in the Caribbean, other times you'll feel like you're in New York.
And this, I can tell right now, the first couple minutes, this is going to be a very physical game between the two teams. Pembroke comes into the game at 5-8, 3-4 in the conference. USC Aiken's 2-12 overall, 1-7 in league play. As Missouri takes the tumble.
Yeah, it will definitely be a very physical game as both teams are fighting to cement Aiken is trying to cement their spot in the second round, as well as Pembroke that's trying to maintain their position at the top to have it easier in the second round.
And you remember 2 years ago when you faced off against UNC Pembroke in the last week of the regular season, and then a week later they came back over here, for the first round of the NCAA tournament, and just a well played ball game. And that was the year that you went to the NCAA tournament, 14-6-1, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds just about right, and that game was very physical against USC Pembroke. I was just speaking with my former teammates as well about that missed penalty before I had that unscored chance that I missed.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had that goal, you would have tied the single-season school record for goals in the season. But I'm not going to, try to make you remember that.
Yeah, that's definitely not something that I'd want to remember. But it was still a magnificent season, and it's one to look back and just enjoy.
And you can appreciate another couple years outside of it. Probably a little bit tough last year when you weren't playing and all, but 2 years removed. I mean, that NCAA season, that was a magical year for USC Aiken.
It definitely was a magical year as we managed to do what no team has done before, and now it's something that these youngsters, I'm calling them youngsters like I'm that much older, but it's something that they'll be able to emulate, to replicate sometime in the future.
And you say youngsters, you think of like Brett Smith was just a mere freshman on this team a couple years ago, and his brother who's up here not wanting to get on the commentary tonight, too worried about planning a wedding to Olivia Stiltner, a former women's soccer great.
Yeah,
but they're worried about that, and we're worried about USC Aiken coming up with a big victory tonight, hopefully.
Hey, it's victories on both ends, as we'll always have looked at Olivia and Dean and would always admire what they have, and to see Dean sealing the deal, it's something real remarkable.
And I know like all the student athletes who are like, we got our wedding invitations, so they're all excited about it, so that's good. Happy for them. I mean, Dean Smith, who played I think all but like one game in his career here at USC, can start every single game, and his brother's taking over his spot pretty much. And 2 years after Dean leaves last year, it feels like he's been here for about 7 years in a row because his brother Brett steps into his place. And you wonder if they have a younger brother. I mean, because it feels like we should have a Smith here for like the next 5 or 10 years.
Hey, that's how it feels. You'd always have that jovial kid We had it in Dean, and then I had the privilege of meeting Brett afterwards. I thought that Dean was one of a kind until I met Brett.
And he's
Uh,
definitely one of a kind. Just a fun-filled kid. I mean, great family to come from. Um, but providing some great soccer. And I think we're gonna have some great soccer here tonight.
yeah, we definitely will. And we also appreciate what the Smith family has done for USC Aiken soccer, as we'd always have the parents as well for support. So they'll both mom and dad will be here supporting, as well as their older brother, who is not a soccer player, but sometimes he'd come out and show his support to his brothers and the team.
And you talk about the family aspect from that family, but you see that with a lot of the student athletes who come here and support each other. It feels like a family in terms of all the crowd that comes over. You'll see, women's soccer team sticking around for the men's team, and softball, baseball comes over to the games too. And this is a pure family atmosphere here.
Yeah, that relationship that everyone has with each other, that's truly remarkable, as would always support our colleagues, whether it be playing soccer, playing volleyball, playing tennis, would always be there for each other. And that just shows the good relationship that the different programs at USC can have. It's a small knit community, and we stick together very well. And here we go, Andre, and that's
This great header
Missouri.
by Dalmau over to the side.
Hey, and that's something that's like deja vu all over again. It's different, as it's Jordan Missouri instead of Jan Western on that right hand side, as Adria Dalmau was very proficient at finding him at times.
And you missed it, but Adria was up here commentating and doing the broadcast for the women's game for the first half. So he was excited because that was the first time he's been able to do that in his career, and he was like, "I might come up and do it again on Saturday." But it was great to have him up here for a little bit, and he gets credit with the assist there. And I mean, great way to start off. Pacers leading 1-0. 6.5 minutes into the contest, and usually when they score first, it's a good sign. They've been battling from behind for most of the season, and it's a little bit tougher to play catch up than it is to play with the lead, is it not?
It depends. Sometimes it's something very good, as you tend to get complacent sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when you start off on a high. So it's just to maintain that discipline and stick together as a unit and expand the lead rather than thinking to defend the lead.
Right. And you really don't think though, like at a 1-0 game, you get too complacent at all. I mean, if it was 2 or 3-0, a little bit more complacent, you think?
Brent, you might be surprised.
Really?
Hey, an advantage is an advantage at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
sometimes there tend to be a little bit of complacency.
But you were never like that, were you?
As I tend, well, our team tended not to be satisfied with just one goal. So we went out and we worked together as a unit, and that's what I think this team is learning, to work together and work for each other, as they're very good individually.
And
So it's just to work well collectively. That's the only thing they need to learn. And Andre Simmons there handling the ball very well in the middle of the park. To Randwar, Randwar plays it down the line.
Biandito is fast, going down to the side to the end line over there.
Yeah, he's a very quick individual.
Dalmo flips it over, and Biandito nearly been able to dribble it over and dribble it in, but good stop by the keeper there.
Hey, that missed shot almost turned out to be another assist for Adria Dalmau, actually.
I'd say the same thing when I missed a shot. I'm like, no, that wasn't a pass. It didn't matter if it was soccer or basketball or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but an assist is an assist, Brent.
Right. And you talk about, not being complacent, but you see, and definitely not complacent, but you see Coach Afoji
Oh, and there's
Goal
goal by
by
Adria
Adria.
Dalmau.
with
A goal and an assist.
and who was the assist from right there?
It was from Nathan Shanko, I believe, should be given credit for that goal.
Shanko the assist. Okay. Simmons assist the first one. Simmons assist the first one.
No.
Double assist.
I-
I know. I didn't know if it was a double assist or not.
And that was an extraordinary goal by Adria Dalmau. And USC Aiken is off to a flying start. Complacent they are not, as they're playing very well, handling the ball very well as a team, defending together as a unit. And there we see the back line being very comfortable with the ball as possible.
You know, this is the quickest they've scored 2 goals all season long, and only one time this year they scored more than 2 goals on the year. And this is a completely different team for the first time, I think, all season long that we've seen through the first 14 matches. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with Masiri coming back in, being healthy, and
Yeah.
getting his feet wet a little bit. He has to play a couple games because you've been playing all season long without him.
Yeah, his absence has been very detrimental to this team, as he's one of the leaders on the team right now. It's different when he came in as a freshman versus now when he's a junior
And as
and leading this team.
when he came in as a freshman, between he and Simon came in, they had you were still on the team, correct?
Yeah, they
And
had myself, they had Dean,
Dean.
who is up here with us.
They'd had people who had been through the trenches with each other for a couple of years and knew what it was about to compete hard in the Peach Ball Conference. And they distributed the ball very well because you were a great scorer, for the most part.
Yeah.
Similar to like Jason King was before then.
Yeah.
But I mean, just great score like that. They didn't have to worry about scoring. They just try to create and just pass because you were a finisher on the team. And now they're the ones that have to sit there and create and finish.
Yeah, that it's a little bit different for them now, but it was a magnificent experience actually playing with Jordan Missouri on the left and Jan Western on the right. That's two individuals that you really enjoy playing with. They're both very quick, both skillful in different ways. So my
Right.
job was the easiest to
Get the
tap
ball and
the
score.
ball in. Yeah, just to tap the ball in the back of the net. So now it's their turn. They have two different wingers, and neither Faki there slips in the middle.
And Faki, I mean, he's done a solid job for the 3+ seasons he's been here, and we have some funny video of him for the spring. I see he's doing a video segment with us. Tune in back in the spring for a thing called Versus.
Yeah.
He goes around and learning how to play all the other sports here.
Oh.
He cannot. I don't want to sound bad, but he is not the best individual at playing anything else other than soccer. But it's coming out in February, so just look for that on patriotsports.com.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking out for that. It sounds like something that's very hilarious, and the individual that Nader Faki is, I can just imagine how. And Jordan Missouri with a shot,
And
comfortable save in the end, but
he tried to bend that one in, and it looked like it had a chance.
yeah, it was well placed, but not with enough power behind it to sneak in the back of the net.
I mean, I would have gone upper 90, but that's just me. Probably by mistake.
Hey, as long as you had your geometry set, I have a lot of faith in you, Brent. Yeah,
Hey, if I get my foot on the ball, I'm happy.
there you go. But
Or a head on the ball, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, sometimes you need a little bit of luck too. It's not just about the skill and talent that you actually have. And it seems as if the field is a little slippery here, as several individuals are going to the ground rather easily.
And
Faki to Dalmau, Dalmau to Shenko to Andre Simmons, switches it wide, and that's a brilliant pass by Andre Simmons.
being
And-
Dicho and able to get there. A little bit
Yeah.
upset with himself.
Yeah, you can see the frustration as he kicks the ball against the fence.
And Coach Ike is up, standing up and talking to the team, so you know that he's not happy with something because he's usually a very quiet individual during the match.
Yeah, that shows that he is definitely not content with just a two nothing advantage. He wants a little bit more, or a lot more rather. He wants to make a statement before the second round starts.
Yeah.
So USC Aiken being victorious both today and on Saturday definitely cements them in the second round, and he wants them to start on a high from now, so that they are prepared for what they'll be facing. As USC Aiken has been here before, being in eighth place. I remember my first year here at USC Aiken. We finished eighth in the regular season, and we ended up playing in the finals.
And really, this league, it doesn't matter 1 through 8, 1 through 9, 10, what doesn't matter. They're all solid teams, and on any night, just about anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah, just on the given nights. That's and a brilliant chance, well defended there by Chris Perez and Nader Faki, deflected out for a corner kick, and That was a very good opportunity. Almost an open goal there,
And
as both defenders got drawn out to the right hand side. Short corner will be taken quickly as USC Aiken seems to be asleep. And
Montalban,
well caught there.
a good job by Montalban because he's been challenged early and often by other teams, and typically he, not necessarily his fault, but he's given up a goal early, and it changes the complexity of the way the team attacks. And having the 2-0 lead, he's a little bit more aggressive and has a little more confidence behind him.
Yeah, that's what a goalkeeper needs. He needs defenders to support him and then allow him to build his confidence game by game. And that's a brilliant shot that didn't have enough curve on it, however.
Yeah.
Uh,
Izzy Evans with the shot. He's got 4 goals in the season, 3 assists, second on the team with 11 points. And so I don't think he's afraid to take a shot from anywhere.
yeah, with 4 goals, it's for a midfielder, that's pretty extraordinary. And then he has the assist to support it as well. So that shows that he's not just only able to be on the scoring end, but also on the assisting end as well. Brilliant goal kick there taken. And I think the game just settled a bit, and both teams have felt each other out and are playing, moving the ball around rather smoothly, as the speed has slowed down a bit.
Because it seemed like, was it just me or was it you two in the first 10 minutes of the match? It was a really high intense back and forth type game that you hadn't really seen too much this year.
No, I haven't. From the highlights that I've seen or the videos that I've watched, the games tended to start out a little bit slower, but with everything on the line for both teams now, more for USC Aiken, that's why the pace was this intense. As I spoke to Coach Aiko Fudge before the game, and he said that the team is definitely ready today, and he has his stronger team on the field. So his words are proven to be true. Ball played out. And then here's Missouri on his usual left side, but the final pass not going through.
Yeah, good thought, but just not able to connect.
And I believe the pace will pick up eventually. Again, it's just a little bit dormant as it's not easy to maintain that pace that they started with at all.
So it's kind of like Usain Bolt running the mile.
Yeah, that's sort of like Usain Bolt. Even the fastest man alive will burn out after a while. And brilliant tackle there in the 18-yard box.
Shenko's a little upset, thinking he could have been able to make a play there, but good defense by the Braves.
Yeah, if the defender was a second late, that would have been a penalty kick for USC Aiken, so that was a brilliant tackle.
So talk to us, penalty kicks. How difficult is it to go one-on-one? Do you know predetermined, do you practice where you're going to go, or do you just kind of be the goalkeeper, or what?
You tend to have your favorite spot prior to taking a penalty kick. However, it's very difficult as with today's day and age where you'd have the various schools speaking with each other to let them know what your favorite spot is, as it was against Pembroke themselves that I missed my second penalty kick of the season my last year, as he knew that the right side was my favorite side, and before I even stepped up to kick, he was diving to his left, and he ended up saving the penalty kick. And since then I learned that you can't keep placing the ball to your favorite spot. Sometimes you have to use a little bit of deception, as guided by Coach Aiken that. And ever since I changed it, I'd play the ball to my favorite spot sometimes and place it to the other side at other times. So it's not the easiest thing to do, as the goal is a lot smaller.
And if I remember correctly, didn't you have 2 penalty kicks against, was it Queens?
Yeah, it was Queens. Here in the rain, and
it was a tough night.
Yeah,
well, a good win for us, but it was pouring down rain that night.
Yeah, it would definitely was. I was drenching in, and that's when the penalty kick is hardest. I can tell you that much. And I placed one to my favorite spot, and then I placed both to my favorite spot actually. The goalkeeper thought that I'd have switched it the second time around, but figured that I'd use that reverse psychology against him and place it to my favorite side both times, and ended up with 2 goals that night.
I think that was the night where we realized that we had something special for USC Aiken 2 years ago. But to finish up 14-6-1. And that ball's going to be in the woods.
Yeah, that's another corner kick. Hopefully, Andre Simmons could
It is.
get a little more elevation on that corner kick. So,
On these set pieces, are you trying to, do you determine if you're going to go near side, the far side of the post, or how do you determine that? Is that just something you work on?
yeah, that's something, those set plays is something, are things that you go over in practice. You have your, as you see, Andre Simmons there with a little signal. We have our signals that let you know whether or not you'll be going, and that overhead kick by Dalmau, not threatening the goal, but brilliant overhead kick nonetheless.
He wanted the bicycle kick to get on SportsCenter, I think.
Yeah, I think he wants to make ESPN top 10, but that would have been a really remarkable goal. But you do have your set plays that you go into the game with. Sometimes you'll go to the near post, sometimes you'll go to the penalty spot, or you choose to go far post. It just depends on the person that's kicking the corner kick. He'll give the signal, and then based on his signal, you would know whether or not he'd be going far, near, or to the penalty spot.
And Pembroke's going to have the first sub of the match.
Substituting in is number
Yeah, I think they're trying to change their system a little bit, as the system they began with isn't threatening USC Aiken, as they've had one opportunity, which was a golden opportunity actually, that was not put away. But they're changing it up a little bit.
And Hunter Gregory is into the match. Benedito plays the
Top to Missouri, however it went out of play. Throw in.
And Pembroke's going to take the throw in now, and Dalmau is right there, and he talked, and he said that this is a game that we had to have to be able to make the conference tournament, and he seemed pretty excited about it today.
Yeah, they were all. I spoke to some of the guys before the game, and they seemed ready and rearing for this one. The ball eventually going through, but Shanko didn't anticipate that ball going through, but it's throwing actually for USC Aiken.
I think like Pembroke and USC Aiken are building a pretty good rivalry between these two schools over the last few years. I mean, we've won I think the last 3 in the series, but they've all been really close battles.
Yeah, this will definitely be an ongoing battle. And Rodrigo Goncalves, they're trying to weave his way through, but it might not be as competitive as the USC Aiken versus Lando rival, but it's still a rivalry nonetheless, as they're, I believe, the second closest to us.
Well, Francis Marion's a little bit closer.
Oh, I forgot about Francis Marion.
And they're always tough too, but
yeah, they're always tough. They're good competitors, but the rivalry between us and Pembroke is much more intense than that of us and Francis Marion, I believe.
And that might be because they're always battling for seeding around the same spots as well, it seems like the last few years, and that has a lot to do with it because of who you're going to face in the next round, or you square off against one another in the conference tournament.
Yeah, that's the other part of it as well. As I believe 2 years ago when we finished second, I believe that they actually finished third behind us, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure, however.
We played them in the first round of the tournament, so they should have been the 7th seed.
Okay.
But there's about a 2 or 3 way tie for one spot that they lost out on, I believe, because they were a really well coached, well versed team.
Yeah, I remember I had a very good relationship with the defenders from Pembroke.
They couldn't keep keep around you though. I mean, you kept on going past them.
Yeah, I did, but it was still fun nonetheless.
I mean, in Pembroke, and I've like I said, I've went to grad school there, and when Michael Schaefer was the former coach there, they were always competitive. They've been competitive since I was there back in '04. So, I mean, they're always a well-coached team.
No, they're very well coached and very well disciplined, and they have a wonderful facility as well. enjoyed that trip to Pembroke.
Goncalves is down right now.
Yeah, he's just coming back from injury, I believe, so
He
he's
was trying
not
to
up.
get ready today, and he wasn't sure if he's still gonna play when I talked to him about noon today.
Yeah, he's
Substituting
an
in for the Pacers,
extraordinary
number
player.
24, Billy
His
John.
talent sometimes goes unnoticed, but his influence on the field is very much noticeable to us, his teammates, and the coaching staff. He seems to be in a lot of discomfort, and we do hope that he will be okay, as he was explaining to the therapist what actually happened and why he's actually in so much discomfort.
And you say Goncalves is a pretty good defender, correct?
Yeah, he's very good at defending going forward.
Okay,
He's
so let me ask you this: you put Goncalves or Dean Smith? Who's better?
It depends on. You're putting me in a very tight spot, but it depends. Rodrigo is to me the best person at reading the game. When we played, he's not the quickest person, but he'll always put himself in the right spot at the right time. And then Dean Smith is the roughest and the toughest person I've seen play in a really long time. So it all depends on. They have two different styles of play,
Hmm.
and it all depends on what you're actually looking for. That determines who you'd actually pick for the right back position or the centre back position.
Right. As Faki tried to draw the foul, and they went the other way as Faki took him down, but offside call on Pembroke, so ball goes right back to USC Aiken with just under 20 minutes to go. Pacers lead 2-0 in a tightly contested battle so far.
Yeah, it's still open. It's still a open game as neither team has threatened the goal of their opponents in a very long time. Actually, the ball is mainly being played in the middle of the park. There you see the ball being pinged. It's turned into, as the game settled, a little bit of flair in the middle of the field, and then a little ping pong here and there.
And really, since the Dalmo missed shot to Biandicho, that was about the last time anything was close to being a goal.
That's the last time we threatened the goal of Pembroke. However, I'm sure that there will be several other opportunities on both sides. And Nathan Faki in the middle of the field plays it out to Shanko. Shanko waits. Johns overlaps and then missed pass there by Shanko. Not something that you'll usually see.
And Shenko being named to the Peace Belt Conference All-Academic Team earlier today. That release will be on the website for PacerSports.com later tonight after this match. I still have a little bit of work to do on the article before I had to come over here, so
Yeah.
that'll be on there. But congratulations to him.
Yeah, he's a very brilliant individual on and off the field, as his achievement is seen and noticed by the Peach Belt Conference.
And Dalmo was on there also. Simond and Goncalves were all on the Peace Belt Conference All-Academic Team.
Hey, that's something that USC Aiken has not seen in a very long time. So that's a remarkable achievement. It shows that USC Aiken is not just focusing on the
On sports, it's the
sports
athlete.
aspect, but
It's the student part of it. And they are. I mean, like they all carry, about 3.8 or higher. It seems like, and that's remarkable. I don't care if it's in physical education or, like a quote unquote easy major. It doesn't matter because if you get a 3.8 or above in college, that's impressive.
hey, Brent, no major is a easy major.
No, it's
I
not.
can tell you that much.
I can tell you that as well. I tried a few of them,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. And it's not just USC Aiken, but a lot of these student athletes on the throughout the Peach Belt Conference, they're on the all-academic team. It's impressive for them to be able to maintain a sport and to be have a 3.3 or higher in the classroom. It speaks volumes of their character.
Yeah, it does. It shows that they're very good with their time management skills,
Right.
as it's not the easiest thing to train, whether it's early in the morning or train late at night, and then you'd have to go home. You would definitely have a few assignments, um, tests that you'd have to be preparing for.
Hmm.
So it all depends on the individual you are. So you'd have to be burning that midnight candle. It's definitely not easy.
And you were a communication major, correct?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
And I thought I was started out as an engineering major, and then I switched. They said that communication would be easier, but Dr. Charmaine and friends showed me something totally different.
Very tough with Dr. Wilson and the professor in the con department.
Yeah, between Dr. Wilson and a brilliant goal there.
So
And that's a goal that you don't see every
I
day.
told you, upper 90. So easy. Masiri to Biandicho.
Yeah, he definitely walked with his geometry set, as that was an extraordinary goal. And Jordan Missouri there with the assist. And that, my friends, brings it to 3-0 in advantage to USC Aiken, as USC Pembroke has been they have been hit by something they were not ready for at all.
And you look at it, UNC or USC Aiken had lost 7 straight matches and hadn't won a game since September 24th. And so you go in as UNC Pembroke, you're probably like thinking this is an easy opponent. Let's go through and get ready for the conference tournament. But USC Aiken had something to play for, and you're always a more dangerous team when you have something to play for.
Yeah, they definitely both have something to play for, and there we see the number 14 of USC Aiken with a kick to the leg of Nader Fakia. I'm sure that he'll be regretting that by the end of the night. But
And the 3 first half goals mark the most goals in the season, or most goals in a half this year for USC Aiken, and ties the single game high right now, because most they've scored in a game is 3, and they've done it twice this year. So good job by them to do that in the first 30 minutes of action.
yeah, that's something that they have never done before, but I'm sure that they'll be trying to improve their tally as time goes on. Long ball over to Missouri. Can he take it down? And he does. And unable to maintain his efficiency there in the middle of the park. Ball to Dalmau. Dalmau to John.
It seems like Dwyer's all over the field, just with that big left foot of his.
Yeah.
That is just like he shows glimpses of such great athleticism from time to time.
Yeah, he came actually as a midfield player to USC Aiken, and with the competitiveness of the midfield when he came in, he ended up start playing in the defense, and he has cemented his spot there ever since, proving to be a stalwart in the back line of USC Aiken. Ball to Shanko. Shanko will play the ball off the USC Pembroke player, and it's throwing again on the far side for USC Aiken.
And Shanko's, I thought he was going to take it, but he leaves it for a teammate,
Yeah, it's
for Johns.
best to have your wingback take the throw-ins. Long throw over the top, however, it's cleared by the Pembroke player. Header by Dean Smith.
Oh, Dean's behind us. That's Brett.
Oh, and Andre Simmons there with lovely footwork in the middle of the park. The crowd definitely showing their appreciation for that. Ball back to Simmons. Simmons tries to float the ball in, but it's a throw-in to USC Aiken, and I'm sure that if Brett found out that called him by his older brother's name, he'd be very upset.
I mean, it's a common mistake about 5 or 6 inches in height.
Yeah. That is true. Sometimes we would tease Dean that he's actually the younger brother of Brett. Ball to Missouri. Missouri unable to take it down. Perez is under it, heads the ball to Shanko.
And that's Dwyer over here on the near side.
Goes by his defender very well. Plays the ball inside. Brilliant turn there. Plays the ball to Missouri, and the ball will eventually go out for a throw-in to USC Aiken.
And you see the footwork by Simmond and Biandicho. And you played with Jason King, great footwork yourself. Who has the best dribbling skills between the people that you've seen ever played with.
The best footwork that I've ever played with. Ooh, there's a lot, to be honest. You have stuff that you would definitely be admiring from different individuals. As currently on the field, the
And we're going to stop the clock real quick, and we're going to get a yellow card, I believe.
yeah, that's the first booking of the game, I believe. The
It-
referee finally dipping into his pocket.
Well, when you have your opponent by the neck and trying to chase him down, I think it's pretty much a foul in any sport.
That is true, and I guess he's trying to keep control of the game as he was allowing the game to flow freely, but he saw it necessary to go into his pocket to show that he's in charge so that the game doesn't get out of hand, as that tends to happen sometimes when the referee doesn't step in. So that was a good call there on the part of the referee. But when it comes to nifty footwork, ball floated in, Dalmau to Shanko. Shanko tries to control it, and offside called against Nathan Shanko.
And we have fans, former that were across the pond with Edmund Eastick as a sing in, talking about how great the commentary is. I think it's just nice for someone else to be on the broadcast other than myself.
Hey, it's good to see that former players are actually listening to the live coverage. Shout out to Edmund Eastick.
And he was about right. He texted me and said he's the ninth year senior, and it seemed like he was around for 10 or 11 years.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was. We came in the same time, but yet still I left before him. So
I think you had a better internship as well than he did.
yeah, I had a much better internship. I had the dream internship that everyone wished they had.
To be able to broadcast games all year long.
All year, and the funny thing is, I'm still doing my internship even though I've graduated and stuff. So
I will let Dr. Wilson know that tomorrow.
hey, I'll add it to the hours that I submitted to her before.
But we have just over 10 minutes left in the game, or left in the half. It's 3-0 right now in favor of USC Aiken. Fast and furious pace. I think he's getting ready to pick back up.
Yeah, it will definitely pick back up, especially at the start of the second half, as Pembroke will come out firing at the start. And a beautiful ball to Missouri. Missouri's in, and he floats it into the back of the net, and it's 4-0. And Andre Simmons with the assist to Jordan Missouri. And that, folks, seems to be summing up the first half of the way in which the first half has been going so far. It's 4-0.
And this is the first time they played a couple games together this season, but since Missouri's been out for most of the year, between him and Simon getting back on the main page together, that's been difficult. I mean, they haven't played together about 2 years, honestly, because of injuries.
Yeah, Jordan Missouri has been out most of last year and most of this year, so they're both, I believe they both went to the same high school in New Hampshire, and then they played for the same club team in New Hampshire, and there we see Jordan Missouri signaling to the coach to be substituted off, as he's holding that left hamstring of his. Seems to be in a little bit of discomfort again, as he's unable to run for the most part.
And at this point, though, you hope we can just come out and rest and not have to go back in tonight and worry about Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. That would be a good call by Coach Aiko Fuji, as whether or not he thinks he's able to continue, it's best to look out for the health of the athlete and not just his eagerness to play.
And that's going to be our second booking of the night.
And here we see Sammy getting ready to go in.
And Sam Andrews, he's been around for a couple of years, off and on around the program, and he's done a great job since he's been back this year.
Yeah, he has been doing a good job. Best friend of Hunter Bailey, who is actually here in the commentary box with us today.
We're back over here with just under 10 minutes to go. And this is going to be a much more physical battle here in the last couple minutes. They're going to stop the clock again as Dalmau goes down. And
Yeah, with a hand to the face.
And It's almost getting a little bit chippy now that it's 4-0. I think if it's 1 or 2-0, this doesn't happen. But being down 4-0 with 50 minutes left to play, or 54 minutes left to play, is a little bit chippier than either team expected right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of frustration that you would have to deal with. Ball floated in, headed by Sammy and Nathan Shanko almost, and then Billy, ooh, and off the post, but it wouldn't have counted, ladies and gentlemen, as the free kick goes against USC Aiken.
And saying it was either out of bounds or.
No, I believe that the high foot was called against Nathan Shanko there, as I'm unable to determine what it is that the linesman saw there. But at the end of the day, they're the officials and they're in control of the game. So he must have spotted something that we were unable to see here in the commentary box.
I think we were a little bit more excited in talking to Dean Smith as well.
Yeah.
About his brother being on the field, and maybe there's an alumni game Dean could play in pretty soon.
Yeah, there will be the alumni game. Dean Smith will be playing on the opposite side of the fence this time, playing with the alums and not with the actual team. He'll get to experience, or he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, that he will actually still be playing with the team and not with the alumni. So we won't be counting him as one of us. So Ed, we all know where Dean will be come next year.
But Eastick, who we've been texting with back and forth, he's like 72 years old right now. He can barely get up and down the field anymore.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Great effort when he was here for like the 7 years, and we joke. I talked to him last week when he's up here. Just a great guy, and he's doing well in Charleston, South Carolina now. But that's the relationship I think we have with most of our student athletes. We joke back and forth for years. We don't see him, and it goes back to the same old routine.
Yeah, that's how it is. He always had a remarkable left foot, but that's about it from Ed, as now the only thing I think he can do is kick a wonderful free kick. I don't think he'll be able to do one of those 220s that Ike had us doing when we were in our freshman through senior years.
What about the 2 mile run? So we put him through one of those,
Or
like I did first day of practice.
I believe it took me 4 years to actually pass that 2 mile run. It's pretty funny actually. If I'm not mistaken, Ed has never made that 2 mile run. And
Shanko's looking for the foul over there, and they just say it's a goal kick, but it looks like he got spun around, but he could have slipped as well because the field is slippery here tonight.
Yeah, a bit saturated there on the far side of the field.
The fans seem to be enjoying tonight with Vuvuzela over there in the crowd.
Yeah, they brought Africa to USC Aiken.
It's like the World Cup all over again.
Yeah.
But give Pembroke credit though. They are not backing down. They're trying to push forward and keep going to the offensive third.
Yeah, I remember stating earlier that sometimes a team that's leading gets complacent, and USC Aiken is showing no signs of complacency today, as they have been pushing forward relentlessly, trying to get as much goals as possible.
And I'm not sure if in a tiebreak situation, if goals scored is something that I'm not sure of the rules in the bylaws, but if they're tied for a spot, I don't know if goal differential goes into effect at all. So they might be trying to score more, but or this could just be a fully healthy team for the first time all year long too, and
Yeah.
that could be part of it as well.
That is true, but I believe it's the head-to-head that counts first, and then afterwards it would probably go down to goal difference if the teams had ended up in a tie. But I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been here in the Peach Belt settings, so I'm not too sure of the rules.
As we're going to have a substitute here for the Braves.
Christian Uribe.
Uribe coming in. This is the 8th match he's played in this year. He has a couple shots on the year. Both of them have been on frame, though.
Yeah, wearing the number 22 jersey. He seems to be playing around the back. So he looks like he's a very huge fellow.
And just for clarification, Edmund Eastick said he made that 2 mile run in 11:48 his last year.
Well, I guess it took both of us our last year to be able to make that 2 mile run.
And we have another collision out there, and trainers going to run out there real quick. And as we have a pair down right now, we're going to, before we take a break, we also want to thank our sponsors with Tyler's Town Auto Center, Denny Michaela State Farm, the South Carolina Education Lottery, Aiken Flooring, and Quality Inn Suites, because, as we always say, without their help, we couldn't do all the broadcasting we do for free. And, we appreciate everything they do. So when you come to town, stop by and thank them, tell them we sent you over there. Again, we're going to take a quick break as the trainers working them on the field, but we'll be back in just a moment.
Be right back, folks.
For the Pacers is number 16, Davis High.
And there in the background, ladies and gentlemen, we hear Dean Smith claiming that he's 5'10". I believe that your fiance is 5'10" as well. From oh, she's and then he says that Olivia is 5'4", so she's nowhere close to him in height. But unless he has grown over the past few years or
But
the past year, then as far as I can remember, they were the same height.
but athletic ability, but they're about the same as well.
Yeah, that is true. Olivia is a little bit quicker than Dean is.
As we have Davis Hall came into the game as Nader Fricke is on the sideline now, being worked on. Hopefully he's okay. Has senior day coming up, and he'll want to get back out there and play for that.
Yeah, he'll definitely want to get back out. As
Great hustle by UNC Pembroke right there with Izzy Evans. He's been impressive all day long. I mean, just nonstop on the go.
yeah, he has been running all night. Schenko winning the ball in the middle of the park, playing it to Dalmau. Dalmau will switch it out to John. Johns will play the ball to Shanko. Shanko comes inside, tries to come inside, but the ball is deflected for USA Aiken throw-in. With just over 3 minutes left in this game, ladies and gentlemen, it's USA Aiken 4, USC Pembroke 0
In the half.
in the half.
Yeah. I've said the same thing a couple of times today. It's just, I think it's because it's a little bit chilly out here. I'm ready to go inside and get warm.
Yeah, so it is a little bit chilly out here, as we joked around earlier. The temperature has dropped drastically. The only individuals in this part that I believe is still warm are the players that are on the pitch. I told them earlier that they were very fortunate. The only individuals that are still warm in the middle of the park are actually the players who
We're running
are
miles.
Yeah, they're running miles upon miles through the duration of the game.
And shot from distance, but great stop by Modavan from about 35 yards out, but right to him.
Yeah, he took it effortlessly. Ball booted to Sammy. Ball played. Adjo intercepts in the middle of the park, but loses out. And Pembroke is on the charge again, trying to get that goal that would try to pull them back into this one.
Yes. Hall is in the contest. The older brother, Davis Hall.
And the ball there, the goal threatened of USC Aiken, but the ball sails harmlessly wide over the top of the crossbar.
And I will say, this is my 4th year here, and it seems like this is probably one of the better halves that they've played in any of the matches since I've been here. Just in terms of being aggressive and finishing, too.
Yeah, it has. I can't recall ever being 4-0 up at the end of a half.
Great ball by Andrews to try to flick it on.
That was a very good effort. Here we see the ball coming back into USC Aiken's half as Pembroke will earn themselves a corner kick. And here we see the Pembroke has been allowed to take several corner kicks
1
And they've
minute
done the
left in
quick
the
kick a
half.
few
1
times.
minute.
Yeah, they have been playing it short,
And
and fortunately for USC Aiken, they haven't suffered from those brilliant there by Ryan Dwyer.
and great footwork there. But here's the question: is like, what kind of advantage do you have with the short kick on the corner?
You have an advantage of getting a free open shot
Okay.
depending on whether or not your opponents aren't paying attention to when the ball is actually played, as we have suffered from that before at USC Aiken with that quick corner kick being taken
Mhm.
and it turning out to be a goal
10,
within a matter of
9,
seconds.
8,
As we
Ball
have
7,
booted by Brett
6,
Smith.
5,
under
4,
5 seconds left in the
3,
half.
2, 1, 0.
And so going into the second half, USC Aiken leads 4-0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure, and we will definitely be back in 15 minutes to continue to provide live coverage here at the Pacer Pit. Be back in 15 minutes. And welcome back to live play here at the Pacer Pit. If you're just joining us, it's 4 goals to nil. As Brent is back in the building, and it seems as if he has been replaced by Dave Stone.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I know. I've done it before.
And message coming in there from Edmond Eastick telling me that I wish I had a left foot as his. However, if you were to compare my right to his left, it's night and day. That's comparing apples to oranges, as his left foot was very good, but
Well, Mr. Eastick was an excellent left footballer from last year, and I'm really impressed by left football. To the comparison of the legendary Noel, that's come on, Mr. Eastick, come on.
you see, if you were to compare my left to his right, he's the best left-footed player on our team, but
Right,
he was
right,
also the only left-footed player on our
right,
team.
right, right. Pleasant night to all the viewers out there. My name is Dave Stone, and hope you watch a very exciting first half as I was watching from the stands.
Yeah, this promises to be just as exciting as the first half. Here we see changes being made up front as well by USC Aiken. And Pembroke also playing with two strikers now. I think they're going for it rather than sitting back and waiting on the counter attack. They're going on an all-out attack now against USC Aiken. It might prove to be successful, the coach's plan of USC Pembroke, or it might be detrimental. Straight to goal by Simmons, deflected.
Let's try.
Oh, and it wasn't deflected, unless that was deflected by the invisible man of Pembroke, but that ball was actually skied. So it's a goal kick for USC Pembroke.
But I would like to comment on the tempo of the game. The tempo is actually excellent, excellent.
Yeah,
It's actually cold outside, but you can't notice because it's fever pitch here.
yeah, on the pitch it seems to be at least 80 degrees as everyone is running as it's warm out.
So true, so true.
And Pembroke not going for that short corner kick anymore, it seems. It seems as if they're going for the direct corner kick. They have individuals there, two individuals there, unmarked on the penalty spot. Ball floated in, headed away by Brett Smith. And then foul on the goalkeeper. Free kick to USC Aiken.
Excellent call by the official. It's proven to be very difficult to see those calls when we have at least 7, 6 guys surrounding the keeper. But excellent call by the referee, the man in the middle.
And then Josh Poissant telling me that that free kick by Andre Simmons is a replica of that brilliant Noel Mays free kick that he would take every now and again.
Okay.
That would be hitting the floodlights. I believe that we wanted the floodlights to be changed, so
they were changed.
they had to be changed
Yes,
after
most
I took a
definitely.
free kick or two. So I was helping the program out, ensuring that Randy Warwick and friends over by the athletic department replaced our floodlights. So I had target practice and I was very accurate at hitting them. So I'd like to thank Noel Mays for ensuring that the Pacer Pit has new floodlights. And that's a very soft foul there. I believe that the foul on USC Pembroke was not justified just then. Very soft foul given there to USC Aiken, but the referee is the man in charge, the man in the middle with the whistle.
So what do you think about the referee's game so far? You think he's having a bad or an excellent game? What do you say?
Not an excellent game, but he has been having a good game. He
Yeah, I
has
believe so too.
made mistakes here and there, as you've seen. The easy free kick or the soft free kick given to USC Aiken. And Perez heading to. Oh, and
Oh,
then
that's
brilliantly
definitely a
done
foul.
by
That's-
Andre
yeah,
Simmons,
must be
playing
a
the
foul.
ball over his number 6 head.
And USC again here, thinking about going long. Seeing nobody's within at least 10 yards of the ball.
Yeah, everyone is pushing forward, giving options to Chris Perez. Floats
Oh,
it to
that's
that
a
far
foul.
side to Adria Dalmau, who's a very good header of the ball. Ball breaks to Pembroke. Still number 14 in the middle of the field. He's brought down by Nathan Shanko. By Ryan Dwyer, rather. Also called Shenko, P. Shanks. Welbecks.
Ultimate P. Shanks, not having a bad game himself, I would say.
No, he's definitely not having a bad game at all. He's looking like the Ryan Dwyer that Iko Fudger brought in. USC Aiken trying to high press USC Pembroke. Number 11 going brilliantly past Nathan Shanko,
Not a
still
bad
going,
solo run.
but eventually stopped in his tracks by Billy Johns, the 2 first name fellow. And USC Pembroke tries to settle the ball in their half before finding an outlet that USC Aiken is doing very good at
Very
closing
good.
them down. They are
Excellent shape by USC Aiken here to prevent all the up passes. As you can see, each time somebody passes the ball, we have a USC Aiken player right in the back of the opponent. Excellent shape.
Yeah, they're forcing Pembroke deeper and deeper into their half of the field. Here you see Nathan Faki pressing high. Ball floated over. Brett Smith seems to be under it. Wins the header to Simmons. Simmons turns
Excellent
beautifully in the
turn,
middle of the
excellent
park,
turn.
plays it to Ryan Dwyer. And now USC Aiken has their chance to break. Brilliant chip there to Adria Dalmau. Adria Dalmau turns, plays a beautiful diagonal ball that did
And
not
that
make
was
it way
actually
through.
an excellent idea there by Alexander, because all of the players were actually looking for the switch to the number 11 of Pembroke.
Yeah, the idea was great, but the pass was not to match, and the ball was intercepted. And Billy Johns winning the ball in the middle of the park.
Wonderful. Done.
Free kick to USC Aiken. I believe that Pembroke could have gotten a free kick before as well, but the referee played the advantage before Billy Johns was actually fouled. I believe that's what the coaching staff of USC Pembroke is appealing for. But it's very difficult for the referee to play an advantage and then pull the ball back when the advantage disappears in the way in which it just did. And then USC Aiken, they're chasing shadows
Out of
for the
position
first
there.
time
No.
I've seen today. They seem to be a step behind Pembroke at the moment. Beautiful 1-2 pass there in the middle of the park. The control was not to match, however, by the number 7. Got a small touch, but stayed on his feet.
Excellent defending by the USC Aiken team. What's one?
And then a corner kick to USC Pembroke.
A bit of a drag there on the number 3 of the USC Aiken, Mr. Perez.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of off-the-ball fouls being made on the players as the ball went out, and there seemed to have been a play afterwards.
No, Pembroke opted for the long, which haven't been as successful as the short corners have been taken in the first half, but they opted for the long corner instead.
Yeah, they're changing their tactics a bit.
Ball in play. Step into the ball is number 10, Andre.
Beautiful ball in, and the
Oh,
ball
just
just
missed it
went
back.
the opposite side of the post. That's the first that Pembroke has threatened the USC Aiken's goal since the first half.
Yes.
That was a brilliant build-up play by USC Pembroke.
They went back to the short corner. The short corner actually bear some fruit for them and ball in play. Excellent, excellent. Excellent cover there by Nathan Shanko.
Nathan Shanko tries to break, does beautiful, but runs himself into trouble. Billy Jones bails him out a bit. Adria Dalmau plays a beautiful ball to the far side, and Dimitri will go down the flank, steps over, shoots, and in the back of the net by Nathan Shanko. And it's 5-0 here at the Pacer Pit. Goalkeeper error there.
Very bad error there by the goalkeeper. It's definitely cost them. Nothing up to the goal. I definitely have to commend the pace of the game. It's now maybe past the 65th minute or the 68th minute of the game, and USC Aiken still is keeping up the pace of the game, which is wonderful.
They're
Coming to
definitely
the fitness level of the players here.
Definitely
And
not
here we
dropping
still
that
press them.
intensity. Beautiful play there by Naila Faki. Ball to Nathan
Oh,
Shanko.
wow.
Beautiful ball back to Faki. Faki
No,
will shoot,
boy.
and that is a definite centre midfielder shot by Naila Faki. The ball, I have no idea whether that was a pass to the goalkeeper or that was a shot. Andre
Excellent.
Simmons showing his dominance in the middle of the park. Billy Jones back to Simmons. Simmons will roll it to Dalmau. Dalmau back to Simmons. Through the legs. Oh, and he's turning easily.
Circles in the midfield. Excellent play there by the number 10. Very skillful play, I would have to say.
Yeah, he-
Everybody in the pitch would agree.
He has them mesmerized. He's... Oh, and Biadicho unable to keep that one in as the ball was driven to the far side.
Never got his body behind the ball there.
Yeah, I think he didn't anticipate that ball being passed to him, and it was really driven towards him. So it was a very difficult ball to take down. Ball floated to the far side to the number 11, but that wasn't a very good pass either by the number 15 of USC Pembroke.
Throwing there. Oh, is that a foul? Oh, well, definitely.
Oh,
referee
Nathan
didn't-
Shanko helped to his feet by his opponent. Well done there by Nether Faki. No foul though. The referee allowing the physicality of the game to be upkept. And that's what we want to see. The physicality still present, but the referee's presence
Excellent.
still
excellent.
shown. As when the whistle is blown time and time again, it slows down the momentum of the game, and it will definitely be an advantage of USC Aiken. But the
I'm not saying the supporters
intensity.
love the tempo of the game, actually.
hey, that's what we all came here to see. A very intense soccer game. And the referee is allowing the game to flow a little bit more now. And we see both Pembroke and USC Aiken playing a lot better than they were before. Ball to Dalmau, intercepted there
Just
by
a
the
little
number
more
4.
composure needed there and gave a position a bit easily. But however, they got back into position.
Pembroke with beautiful plays here. And a beautiful save there
by the goalkeeper.
to deny. Pembroke has been threatening the goal more and more. And a header by Nathan Faki. Ball played out to Shanko. Shanko will break, and Nathan is on a roll, but ball deflected out for throwing.
Right
And there we
idea.
see USC Aiken beginning to sleep a little with their 5-goal cushion. Oh, and there's a
No,
foul.
that's a
Beautiful
foul.
touch there by Nathan Shanko to try and elude his defender.
Stopped illegally there by the number 11 of Pembroke. Here we have Andre stepping up with, I think switch free kick takers. Now we have Nathan Shanko for the free kick.
Yeah, I believe they'll probably play the ball short, or Nathan Shanko will probably drive the ball in.
Oh,
and they do play the ball short to Simmons. Simmons will definitely play this ball in, and he does to Adja Dalmau, and
Oh,
Dalmau's shot is deflected.
there must be a throw. Oh, excellent, excellent call here, by the way. Nice, man.
Miss Billy. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Billy in the house, coming to support her boys as usual. Always ever present at all sporting events. Beautiful play there by Pembroke on the line, and the number 2 wins himself a throw-in.
Stopped there by the number 24 of USC Pacers, Billy John. Not playing bad actually, since he replaced Rodrigo.
Those are some huge feat to fill,
I'll definitely say.
those of Rodrigo Goncalves.
I believe he actually came into the game with an injury.
Yeah, and even though he seems to be doing a lot better with the game that they have upcoming on Saturday, and they should be able to maintain this level and this intensity, and they should have ample time to recover. They have tomorrow as well as Friday before they come again on Saturday to face off to cement their spot in the second round.
With this tempo and level of communication that I'm seeing being displayed here, I don't think they should have a problem with Saturday. But as we all say, the ball is round. Anything can happen on the pitch. Who wants it more will win.
That's definitely true. As USC can, they basically came punching, and Pembroke wasn't ready for this game, this matchup, not today at least.
I believe they came with a game plan because as I was from the stands, I saw them keep playing the overhead ball to find the space behind Chris Perez and Schenko. However, that came to no avail, seeing that they're actually losing 5-0 now.
Yeah, the relationship between the USC Aiken backline has changed drastically, as evident today, holding that clean sheet with just 2 or 3 golden opportunities for USC Pembroke throughout this entire game. And KK there winning the ball in the middle of the pitch, unable to keep possession. The referee playing advantage after that foul on the USC Pembroke defender.
Ball being played wide there to number 11. Standing up by Billy John. Excellent tackle there by Billy John.
Billy Jones doing well, and the Pembroke wing player doing very well to ensure that they got the corner they deserve. Offside there, and not the. They thought that USC Aiken backline was sleeping there, however, they were very attentive,
Excellent line there held by the defense of the
Yeah.
USCA.
bringing the line up from when the corner kicker had played the ball. So they were not sleeping on those corner kicks anymore. We seem to be very alert. Header on by Simmons, but won't stay in play. Ball goes out for a throw into USC Pembroke.
Substituting in for the Braves, number 26, Trenton Spigner.
Here we have a substitution of keepers by Pembroke.
Yeah, I guess the goalkeeper may be a little demoralized after
Most definitely.
the performance by USC Aiken.
He looks a bit disappointed at the decision by the coach to pull him.
Yeah, no one really wants to come out, especially as a goalkeeper. You don't want to come out of the game. And he wasn't having a very bad game, to be honest.
I wouldn't think so.
Apart from the last goal, the goals that went by him were very impressive. So the young lad has nothing to be disappointed about, to be honest. There were very great goals that scored against him.
First clearance there by the
His first touch of the game since coming in. intercepted there brilliantly by Shenko. Shenko to Dalmau. Dalmau plays it out to Beadicho. He does that fancy step over that we normally see from Jordan, Missouri. Ball back to him, and then played off him by the Pembroke defender. USC Pembroke throwing. And here we see two of the ball boys here on the near side of the pitch. They have been doing a very good job all day, all night, ensuring that the balls were back into play as soon as possible. I'd think that at an official EPL game or Champions League game here today, as the balls, as soon as they go out, they were played back into play by these youngsters.
Speaking about EPL, have you heard anything about the game that played today between the Manchester Derby?
No, I'm not sure how the Manchester Derby turned out, but you're a Liverpool fan. The only stats that I have from a Manchester United performance is their performance against Chelsea the other day. I don't think that's one to remember.
I really don't think so. I haven't really spoken to any Manchester United fans, seeing that they've been hiding since Sunday.
I don't think they're hiding. I believe they have just ran out of things to say.
True. Disappointment shown there by
Yeah, Billy Jones, instead of playing the ball, keep the ball flowing over to the near side of the field, he decided to go inside again. 1-2 passes between Shanko and Simmons.
excellent read there by the number 15 of Pembroke. Very odd call there though by the linesman. Excellent step there by Nader Faki.
And a beautiful ball there by the number 14 of Pembroke. Tries to cut in, number 7 tries to cut inside on Chris Perez, but Perez equal to the challenge.
Corner kick here taken by the number 7 of Pembroke.
And a beautiful corner kick cleared eventually by Ryan Dwyer. Not sure why he decided to play the ball with his feet there rather than his head.
Disappointed with himself with that clearance. I see him apologizing to the teammates.
He has had a very brilliant game so far. And Dwyer again, I'm not sure why he decided not to head the ball. Simmons with the break. Simmons comes to the near side and tries to go through the leg of his defender. And then the ball eventually played out off the number 14. Billy Jones. And Ryan Dwyer there.
I believe he's feeling some form of discomfort as he holds his hamstring.
A beautiful ball there to Simmons from Shanko. Shanko back. Ooh, and that would have been an excellent pass. Ooh, and there we see the referee goes directly into his back pocket. And it's a red card. He's evicted from the soccer game. He might be evicted from the stadium. And that was a reckless challenge. I believe it was not that reckless as seen before. I believe he went for the ball, but it was still a rash challenge.
Very much a bit two-footed in nature, actually.
Yeah, his studs were up, and that could be warranted a red card, but that was a bit harsh by the referee. Simmons.
A bit frustration there being shown by the number 15. However, that was a bit of a rash challenge there. Wasn't having a bad game, actually. A very comfortable player using his left foot.
Yeah, I believe that his studs were just showing, and the referee, from the angle that he was at,
In for the Pacers, number 28.
saw that as a very
Roberts.
reckless challenge. It was, but it could, depending on the referee, it could be a yellow or a red card. I believe that the referee just wants to keep the game intact, but that's very harsh for the youngster. Simmons will go near post, I believe. He does, and ooh, the brilliance by the goalkeeper there with the save. The ball actually curled towards him. Well done there by Brett Smith. Plays the ball out to Biadicho. Biadicho cuts in some more. Floats the ball over to Simmons. Simmons takes it down. And then Simmons will drive the ball in. And a brilliant
shot.
Ooh, and that would have been a brilliant goal, ladies and gentlemen. The ball off the woodwork as the frame of the goal is still vibrating.
What a shot there by Andre Simmons.
That was a brilliant shot by Simmons, trying to stamp his name on the score sheet, not just the assist sheet. Nathan Shanko is under it, heads it up, and he will definitely shield that out for a throw-in. Pembroke with the throw, throws it into the number 10, plays the ball over the top, and this number 7 has received several balls over the top during the duration of this game. He has been stopped in his tracks for the most part, but he has been very good at opening up and providing space, and a brilliant shot there, and that's
excellent shot there by the number 2. Right.
And that was a good goal there by the number 2.
UNC Pembroke goal scored by number 2.
And that's a goal by USC Pembroke's number 2, curved into. Oh, and then the sprinklers are on, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think that anyone wants to be touched by these sprinklers, as it's cold out. And this will be a brief halt in the game as the sprinklers come on. And I believe that they'll be going to turn these off as quickly as possible. The automated sprinklers are on, ladies and gentlemen, and would like to take a brief break. And it's 5-1 here at the pace of pit. The sprinklers are actually off, so play will resume with just over 20 minutes remaining in this game.
In recap of the goal just now, I believe the keeper was sleeping, but that take nothing away from the excellent shot there by the number 2 of Pembroke.
It was a good shot, but that was one that should have been touched over the frame of the goal. Not one that we should see in the back of the net, but it's a goal nonetheless, and it was a brilliant curled effort by the number 2 of USC Pembroke. USC Pembroke trying to fight their way back into this. They have 20 minutes in which to try to get as many goals as possible if they can. They're playing a little bit deeper than they started out. Clearance by Brett Smith, not that high, and intercepted by Pembroke. Pembroke comes again on the attack. Ball whipped in. Perez is under it, heads the ball, but back to the number 7 again.
Excellent.
Nader Faki there winning the ball in the middle of the park. He drives forward. Nathan, rub the line, Nathan. Coach, what Nathan for run
Excellent shot
and
here.
that was a very good shot by USC Aiken's number 17. Tried to replicate what he did earlier in the first half and what the number 2 just did a few seconds ago. Unable to do so.
A very difficult technique to really master, but I would have to say the first goal was an excellent effort.
Simmons in the middle of the park through the legs of the number 14.
Very cheeky.
I believe that he should close those, but it's too late for that. Ball switched over to Billy Jones, takes it down beautifully, plays the ball to Shanko. Shanko goes inside, plays the ball to KK. KK tries to leave it there for Shanko, but unable to do so. A beautiful turn there by the number 7. And I believe that will be a yellow card for Billy Jones or just a talking to. And the referee decided not to go to his pockets. He could have gone to his pockets and booked Billy Jones, but decided to give the youngster a second chance.
If you're just joining us,
Beautiful drive there, but straight to Simmons. Simmons breaks. Simmons plays the ball to Shanko. Shanko opens up, plays it back to Simmons, but deflected out by the number 10. USC Aiken unable to get that break that they had, those breaks they had earlier in the game. USC Pembroke showing a little more organization here. Shanko turns well, and he's still Shanko. Shanko on the drive, goes by him again, and then he should have whipped it in.
We have at least 3 players in there in the middle of the box, but
Yeah, he should have had a harder touch there on that final touch, and then whipped it in as he had 3 players in there, from one of the tallest and the best headers in Adria Dalmau to the shortest player in Bianicho.
and if you're just joining us, the score is actually USC Aiken. And excellent effort there by
Good.
Natashenko in attempting to head the ball towards goal.
Great corner kick there by Andre Simmons. KK tries to cut the ball back but deflected out, and it's a corner kick for USC Aiken.
Coach and staff of Pembroke trying to cheer the team on. They actually need
Beautiful curled effort in by Simmons, but the foul
there's a
there
foul there on number 20.
by USC Aiken. Ball. USC Pembroke there on, I believe that the free kick was taken a bit too high up, which is kind of ironic as it was taken the same place by the goalkeeper. Referee not allowing Pembroke to go out with that fast break. Beautiful interception there by Shanko, picked up by Dalmau. Dalmau floats it to the far side and he hits the frame of the goal. And that would have been a remarkable goal there, trying to chip the goalkeeper from 35 yards out. Dalmau. Biadicha goes by the defender. Shanko on the far side, loses out. Pembroke tries to break. And beautiful interception there again by Adria Dalmau. He's having a remarkable game, and that was a beautiful tackle. The crowd goes wild, but that was an extremely good tackle there by the all ball there by the Pembroke defender. Brett Smith now will break. I wonder if he'll have the shot that his brother normally has. Ball played to Biadicho. Biadicho tries to turn but unable to do so. Pembroke will break again. Brett Smith needs to get back to hold the fourth for the back line. And that was not the best of clearance, and that was not the best of shot either by the number 2, who had that very good, impressive goal earlier today.
Yes. A lot of pulling there from KK and the Pembroke attacker.
Yeah, the referee is not allowing Pembroke to have those fast, those quick taken free kicks.
Discomfort here be shown by the coaching staff of Pembroke in the referee's calls.
Yeah, that's true. The Pembroke did have a very good advantage there, and it was not spotted by the referee. That's the second time they have gotten, and a beautiful tackle there again by the number 14 of USC Pembroke. They have had some tried to roll the ball through the legs of Billy
Very
Jones.
cheeky play there right at number 14.
And the defender will break, drives forward.
Actually, he's lacking support.
Neither Faki, I'm sure, will do something over there. And the ball breaks to Pembroke defender. And well done, well cleared by, and cheeky play there by Dalmau. And the ball should be playing to Shanko, and it's done so, but not directly to Shanko. KK should get there first and does. Ooh, and Shanko was not up for that pass back. Shanko is playing a little bit more conservative than he was earlier in the game. And the goalkeeper will come and collect that ball calmly. Ball played to Simmons on the far side of the field. He drives forward, will cut the ball back eventually. And he decides to go with some fancy footworks to play himself out of trouble.
Substituting in for the Pacers, number 4, Conley Waters.
And Andre Simmons will be exiting the game. He did not get his name on the score sheet, but with just over 12 minutes, Aiken Fudge is giving him that rest that he'll definitely need for Saturday's encounter. With the game already won pretty much.
An excellent, maybe around 80 minutes there played by the number 10 of the USC Pacers, Andre.
It was definitely an excellent game. Dalmau will shoot. It turned out to be a brilliant pass to KK and KK. Oh, and it hits the opposite side of the post. And that, my friends, will not bring the tally to 6. Brilliant touch there by KK to go inside and take that quick snapshot. Caught the keeper off guard. He was nowhere close to it. But the post came to his avail and saw it go the opposite side off the frame. Handball there by USC Aiken number 4.
I'm pretty sure Adria might have said that that was actually a pass there to KK, where it was a poorly taken shot.
I believe it was the latter. He might say it was a pass and justify the brilliance in it, but we all know that that was an awful shot. But he's still he obviously is still the assist master. So whether or not his shot becomes an assist or not, he still is very gifted when it comes to assisting his teammates in finding the back of the net. Brett Smith playing the ball not as far into the woods as Aiken Fudge would state. Throw into USC Pembroke on that far side. The tempo just dwindling down more and more as we get closer towards the final whistle. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this game. KK pressuring. Dalmau wins the header ball, comes to Shanko. I'm surprised that Shanko is still on the pitch as well as Dalmau. So is Neither Faki. The defense is still solid. Billy Jones cuts it back, plays the ball back to Shanko. Shanko to Dalmau. Dalmau goes all the way across. Ball will get to Biadicho eventually. And it actually doesn't. But intercepted well there by Brett Smith. Well, beautiful turn there by Brett Smith. Still Brett Smith as he drives. And eventually mispassing the ball. He needs to get back to solidify that defense. Neither Faki being skipped by a lot easier than normal.
Stop the play, however, that was very illegal in nature by the number 28 of the USA, stopping the Pembroke attacker.
And here we see Sammy getting ready to go back into the game. I believe that he'll close the game out. I'm not sure whether he'll be playing up top or he'll be in the middle of the park or the defense to help solidify this
I believe
5-1
it might have been
cushion.
a good decision though to put him in the midfield just to understand, cement the lead. Excellent save there by
That was an excellent save. Brilliant free kick there by the number 7 of USC Pembroke. And then the number 12 playing it off the USC Aiken defender very well and smartly to earn themselves a throw-in. Throw-in and then a foul show there. Oh, he stepped on the line apparently.
Illegal throw there.
Substituting in number 25 for the Pacers, Samuel
And
Andrews.
Nathan Shanko here coming out.
Excellent game here by number 7 of USC Pacers, Nathan Shanko. Very attack-minded in this game.
Very much so. USC Aiken, he did end up on the score sheet. USC Aiken giving their spectators a brilliant performance.
Definitely, I believe everybody that turned up today
Yeah, they were
wouldn't be
all
regret.
on the same page. Beautiful nutmeg there by Biadicho. And then Dalmau tries to replicate the same thing but loses out to the defender of Pembroke. Back heel there, Faki will clear. And there we see USC Aiken knocking the ball around before clearing it. Pembroke on the far side tries to skip inside. Dalmau will clear. Sammy will pick the ball up. Still Sammy. And should have played the ball inside but decided not to. The break is off for USC Aiken. Or is it? Dalmau comes inside.
I believe that's a foul, Lloyd.
And it is a foul on Adja Dalmau.
Spotted there by the man in the middle.
The ball needs to come on the opposite side of the pitch as Billy John is all over here by himself. Hey, Billy. Billy. And the break is on for Pembroke. Beautiful turn there, and Neda Faki will see none of it.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in the second half. Not a lot of stoppages here.
And the ball played out there, the back heel.
Substituting in for the Pacers, number 14, Thomas Jorgensen.
Thomas Jorgensen will be replacing the number 5, Adria Dalmo. An excellent game here by Mr. Dalmo. And from España.
The last starter here in the midfield and forward lineup. Oh, Biadicho is still on the field actually. He seems to be full of energy, packed full, as he hasn't been substituted off, I believe, for the entire game. I believe he's playing the full 90 minutes. He has a lot of gas in his tank.
Here he is playing an excellent ball there.
And the Pacers will break, intercepted there. And Pembroke will try to come forward. Ball played over, but Brett Smith with the interception plays the ball out for a throw-in, prevents the corner kick. Neda Faki in the middle of the park plays the ball square. The ball should come all the way out to KK, but instead Billy Johns will pick it up, drive forward. KK should just run ahead of him. Johns with a brilliant ball over and unable to find a shirt in white or a player that's in a white shirt. And the Pacers there playing some beautiful passes in the middle of the park. Beautiful there by Brett Smith, showing his experience and maturity. KK being caught offside there on the far side of the field.
Actually, seeing the entire line of the defense shouldn't have been caught offside there.
Yeah, he had the line to his advantage. Oh, and the ball intercepted there in the middle of the park. Pembroke will float the ball over to the number 7 again, but this time he won't be able to get there first. And the Pacers will attack on the far side of the field. Ball played to Faki. Faki will drive. Intercepted there. ball eventually coming to Sammy. Sammy will hold the ball up beautifully. Beautiful pass there to KK. Will he get there? And he's unable to
Just a
get there.
bit, maybe a yard or two in front of KK there. But an excellent attempt there to switch the play by Sammy. That side was getting a bit crowded. Ball into play by the keeper of Pembroke.
And the number 7 there beating his players on the line, getting to the line, byline, squaring it across and into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Just under 3 minutes left of the remaining of the half.
And spectators would like to thank all our sponsors yet again, as they are the ones who has made everything here possible. Aiken Flooring, Quality Inns and Suites, South Carolina Educational Lottery, Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, as well as State of Savings. We thank you guys for providing all the equipments or aiding in providing to ensure that all our spectators will be able to view the game in a very high quality. I remember when I started playing here at USC Aiken, my parents would have to watch the game in black and white.
Oh, yes?
It has come a far way, so we'd like to thank all our sponsors. We're very grateful for our sponsors for making all this possible. And their investment has been reaped, as USC Aiken is putting on a show today with 5-1, and off the frame of and a brilliant free kick. We have seen some pretty good set pieces so far today
From both teams.
from both teams, hitting the frame of the goal time and time again. We have seen several goals, and KK loses his footing at the wrong time. Just over a minute remaining in this game. USC Aiken leads at the Pacer Pit by 5-1. And a beautiful nutmeg, but
That
there
should be
you
a
go.
throw
The
in there.
defender will not have any of it, helping out his teammate Billy John.
And substituting in for the Pacers, number 19, Nikola Vlahovic.
And the packed full of energy is being substituted himself with that wonder goal that we saw earlier today. It definitely will be on the top 10. I hope that our wonderful video personnel caught that goal.
1 minute left in regulation. 1 minute.
1 minute remaining in this game. The game is pretty much over. We will not see more than possibly another goal, if any. And again, a special shout out to former teammates in Josh Poussaint and Edmond Eastick for still watching and supporting our USC Aiken Pacers. Edmond Eastick, that has been here for as long as
10,
one can remember.
9,
Most definitely.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I believe that,
Your final score here at the Pacers Pit.
and ladies and gentlemen, that is it. And we thank you for joining us here live at the Pacer Pit. At the end of the day, it's USC Aiken 5, USC Pembroke 1. And this was a very, very energetic game, packed full of goals and talent on display. We saw the return of Jordan Missouri, which proved to be very successful. And once again, I'm Noel Mays, and I'm joined here by Mr. Dave Stone And we'd like to thank you all for joining us. We will see you again on Saturday here at the Pacer Pit. Until then, have a wonderful day and goodbye.